Hey, and welcome to another episode of Late Night with Take Three. It's going to be a very fun one today. Our main topic is talking about streaming services, but we've got a bunch of movie news. But we've also got a panel here too. We've got Doug. Doug, how's it going?
It's going. We're still in this whole thing called COVID, and it's not easing up anytime soon. So we're gonna continue to just be going.
And also here we've got Christina and Anthony. Christina, how is it going?
We're pretty much in the same situation, and we're actually lucky to be in one of the states that's actually moving in the right direction, and things are still kind of wild over here. So I know I'm working on trying to get back to school, but who knows if we're even going to go back to school. So everything is a huge mess.
I'm just enjoying my days off that I actually get now until this is over.
Days off, I remember having those, but now everything's open. Like over here, like everything is sort of back somewhat normal. But if that the launch enters, we've got a bunch of movie news. I've only really got two topics, but so we'll be able to talk in depth in them. But the first one is Dave Franco is going to be playing Vanilla Ice in a biopic that's called To the Extreme. Doug, I know you're hyped for this. What are your feelings about this?
Stop, collaborate, and listen. Ice is back with a brand new edition. No, I'm excited because I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. And from what I hear, it's gonna be like the Disaster Artist, but about Vanilla Ice's life, and hopefully they cover an interview. And a movie that he did, which was a terrible movie, but it's a good time. If you want to go watch a terrible Vanilla Ice movie, go do it. I'll get the title for you in a second because I just forget what it's called.
It's Cool as Ice.
Cool as
Ice. Anthony, what are your feelings on Dave Franco playing Vanilla Ice?
I mean, my feelings on Vanilla Ice are just kind of whatever. I mean, he is what he is. I mean, he started to get it on HGTV. I think he had a show for some reason. I don't know. But Dave Franco's funny. If it's like The Disaster Artist, which I really enjoyed, it will be good. It should be interesting and at least entertaining. I don't know much about Vanilla Ice's life other than Ice Ice Baby, Ninja Rap, and an HGTV TV show that I never watched. So, I don't know. Maybe he has an interesting life outside of that. We'll find out.
Christina, what are your feelings about Dave Franco playing Vanilla Ice?
Well, I just recently found out about this about 10 minutes ago. I don't know how needed this is. I did watch Vanilla Ice when he was on The Surreal Life back on VH1.
Oh, good pull.
Yeah, that's right, guys. I watched that. I think he was on with like Janice, the model, maybe. What was the chick from the
Omarosa?
Yes, that's her name.
Yeah.
Omarosa was on that. Thank you. I wanted to say like Rosario, and I was like, that wasn't right. So I watched him back then, and this is gonna be wild, but I guess the only thing I can end with is word to your mother.
But yeah, this is when I heard this covers like at first I was like, why? But then it was like, that's gonna be interesting to find out more about the life. Depending on if they cover that period, I'm pretty sure they're probably going to cover the relationship that he had with or didn't have with Madonna, which is going to beg the question on who you get to play Madonna from back then. But,
Oh, that's cool.
Madonna to play Madonna.
She is. She probably still feels the same.
I mean, de-aging technology is a thing.
No, I got it. You get Lady Gaga to play Madonna.
But Lady Gaga can actually sing. We're gonna go there.
So we'll have a better singing Madonna.
But yeah, but the other big news that has come out amidst various Comic-Con things as well, but coronavirus is taking away movies and putting them away somewhere. But the whole bunch of movies has been not just undated. Like I've got a list here. Unhinged, Tenant, Mulan have all been sort of unofficially moved off their date. Bill and Ted Face the Music is being moved to September the 1st, and it's going to be VOD and theatres, wherever that it can be in theatres. A Quiet Place Part 2 has been undated. There's another one, that big one that moved. I can't remember what it is now, but New Mutants somehow survived and is staying where it is. And so at the moment, the first big major movie that's supposed to come out is Antebellum, which is coming out on the same day Mulan is. But yeah, Doug, with all these movies moving, what are your feelings about this?
It's gonna happen. Coronavirus has officially become the Brittany Murphy character, and I'll never tell. Or don't what? Oh God, I'm blanking. I'm really terrible today. The one where she's in with Robert De Niro. No.
I got nothing on that.
I just, honest to God, that was like a sympathy laugh, and I was like, I'm gonna pretend like I know what Doug was joking about. Ha ha ha.
No, I know the movie. Give me 2 seconds, and I'll be able to. Oh, don't say a word. Boom. It's one where she's always like, I'll never tell. Coronavirus was like, I'm never telling you when you're going to be able to leave the house again, bitches. Because that's exactly how I feel right now. I just want to return to normal life. I had a chance to hang out with some people, and I didn't hang out with those people, and I apologize to the people all the time. Hi, people. I apologize to you.
I guys don't want to hang out with us.
I do want to hang out with you guys. Let's do. I'll bring the projector. We'll do Bill and Ted on VOD from the projector. I'm so down for that.
Sounds good.
But no, it's gonna be a hectic year coming back. 2021's we're gonna have problems with overlapping. Too much movies are gonna be out. I know that doesn't seem like a problem, but it really is, because it's just gonna overcrowd the system when we're ready to return back to movies and return back to theaters. But who's gonna actually return back to theaters when they open up right away? Not so many people. Like, people are gonna still be scared, So it's all about dating and everything at this point.
Yeah. Top Gun Maverick was the other one that I was trying to think of that was bumped. But Christina, what are your feelings about all these movies moving?
Well, I know before COVID, we had bought tickets to go see James Bond, and sadly, those had to be returned. That was a rough one. I was really looking forward to Black Widow. Like, it's just. Like when we first started dating, like our big thing is we would always go to the movies. Like, we would go sometimes almost, especially like in the spring and summer when it's movie. We would go once a week. Like, we were just always seeing movies. So it's like, it's something nice to do. It's really nice to experience movies in that atmosphere. And like, it's awesome that some of these studios are releasing them on demand, but it's like, we're not really getting a lot of new content anymore and of quality, because, you can only watch so many like streaming originals that just don't have the budgets to be as good as these other ones. So yeah, it'll definitely be a hectic return, but I will probably be returning to the theaters as soon as they're open, because I'm just over it. So if I get it, I get it.
Yeah. And Anthony, what are your feelings about all this?
I mean, kind of the same thing. Like, there's a lot. We did go to movies all the time, and then kind of as life got busier, we kind of stopped going as much. And my move is usually, if I don't see it in theaters or I know it's almost coming on DVD, I just get the DVD. So that's where I watch most of them. So some of the on-demand stuff on video on demand, like Bill and Ted, that's fine with me. I can watch it at home. But there's a few, like, it's hard to just, if a Marvel movie, like Black Widow came out, watching it on my TV is not the same as getting to watch it on the big screen. Like, and, when the new James Bond movie comes out, watching it on this screen is going to be nothing. I can't do that. I need to watch it on the big screen. Like, that's what I want. And like she said, I'll go back. That doesn't bother me. I'll wear a mask if I have to for the movie. I want to see the movies in the theater. And plus, it's just, we need to get out of the house a little bit. Like, something to do.
Yeah. Like my thoughts on this is like, it's pretty much when we last covered it, is like, it's sad, like, but it's one of those things that, well, yes, would love to see the movies, but it's for our own good that they're being delayed and all that, because and for the studio's good too, because if they try to release it, then they won't do the money. One thing that some studios might actually decide to start to do, which could be a danger because piracy could skyrocket a lot, is some studios might decide, some countries are actually ready to get movies. To use me an example, New Zealand is ready to get movies, and I know Australia and some other countries are around that same vein too. So they might decide to release it international first, and then go to America when if they get their act together and get have movies again. And that could be what the future would be, because normally we like the rest of the world waits until they're out in New York and LA, which is the two big markets, before it starts going the other way. But it could be the reverse for the foreseeable future. So that could be something as well that will happen. But for me, the big thing is New Mutants. Is they're determined to get that into theaters.
I cannot believe that thing still survived 3 years of development hell. I'm intrigued. An X-Men horror movie, that is everything I would love. I would love that stuff. But it's been, how good can it be after having all these reshoots, rewrites, all this stuff? I hope it's good, but
from what I've heard about New Mutants, is the cut we're getting now is the one that was going to originally be before all the reshoots happened. I don't know, but the fact that they're determined to get it out on August 28th. It's either says that they just want to get it out so they can get it onto streaming and VOD as fast as possible. Because I think part of the reason they're determined to get into theaters is because of their contract with Fox when they bought everything or something. I don't know, but in saying that, there's still a month before it's supposed to come out, so things can change in the next 2 weeks, and we'll find out that they are going to move it indefinitely, or they're going to do similar to what Bill and Ted are doing, and it's going to be streaming and theaters for places that can have it. So yeah,
it all depends on what the contract stipulates. If it stipulates that it has to come out or they can face legal repetition for it, they're not going to face legal repetition. They're going to make sure that they push it to the drive-ins. It goes out for a week. It's done.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the things because whatever the contract says, I don't know. This is what people are speculating, but and I think they not specified for how wide it has to be released. And drive-ins is probably the more likely place it will go if anything in the States we see it. The only things that's kind of movie theaters that you can have at the moment over in the States, I believe. But yeah. Anyway, this is that makes a good segue to our main topic, which is streaming.
Thank God.
It's.
But yeah. I picked this to do a topic on because there's so many new streaming services popping up. Because just in the last week we had HBO Max and Peacock, I think is now.
Yeah,
it's Peacock is the one that's in the last week or two that's doing the premium. HBO Max was a month ago.
I know both of the movies.
Listen, HBO Max is the most stupidest thing in the world, because how do you not go along with Amazon Fire Sticks and Roku, two of the biggest streaming platforms of streaming? You don't allow them to download your services. Well, guess what? You kicked yourself in the ass right there, because now all the people that paid for it or got that month's trial or whatever are now canceling because they can't play you except on a computer screen.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
HBO Max is trash.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that, because I was like, oh, cool. Just like with Disney Plus, I signed up to get the deal, and then I was like, I'll just download it when it comes out. My bad for not doing the research, but we have an LG smart TV that's a year old. Well, they're not contracted with LG. They're contracted with Samsung. and it's not on our Fire Stick. So I'm like, oh,
Right.
I guess I'm not watching HBO Max.
And I've been sitting here. I thought HBO Max was supposed to take like the DC universe is something I always was in and out of. Do I want to get this service? Do I not? I like the shows. I wanted to see Titans, Doom Patrol, the Harley Quinn shows on it, and HBO Max is like, yeah, all the DC shows are gonna be here. And then every couple days they're like, oh yeah, actually no, this one isn't, and this one isn't, and this one isn't. Oh yeah, you know that 8 episodes of Swamp Thing? We have that. Like. That's not the only thing I was looking for. You got to help me out here, HBO.
Right, like thanks for having Friends, but
Yes.
like it's also on TBS every day.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've heard about HBO Max, because it's not available here, is that with the DC movies especially. I think they're swapping them out every month very quickly. It's like you don't get, if you don't watch a movie in a month, it's going to be out for. And then something else will be there. It's like,
Right, exactly.
Right,
Yeah, it's too much.
The reason that I was excited for HBO Max, and I can't even get it because I was going to do the 14-day trial or whatever and see if I like it and just binge all of Fresh Prince. Because like that was my biggest selling point. I was like, "What? They got Fresh Prince? Word! I've been waiting for Netflix, Hulu, someone to have it because you go over to Hulu and they got Family Matters, they got Step by Step. I love it. Listen, HBO Max, you fucked up. I know you're not listening to us, but you really fucked up. The Peacock thing is brutal too. Like, you're gonna have. Luckily, I watched the Psych movie when it first debuted because, like, during their whole it's free with Xfinity and stuff like that, you can have the Peacock thing added onto your thing. But like, I've been hearing that they're like pulling that stuff down in like 2 days. And I'm like,
yeah, I've been wanting to watch this like movie, and I was like, oh, it's only on Peacock. I'm like, I'm not spending whatever it takes to watch NBC. When, hey, guess what? If there's an NBC show I want to watch, I'll just DVR it because it's new.
Right, because we have NBC, we have cable.
yeah, and I mean, but yeah, like both of those streaming services are probably, because they are based on American Central channels, they probably won't come out overseas. Which, I mean, it does, but then doesn't faze me at all the same time, because on Netflix over here, we've got some of the stuff that's on HBO Max anyway, because we've got Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on Netflix over here. And
that is another reason why New Zealand's better.
Yeah, really.
Well, I mean, not really, because we may have some stuff that's not in other countries, but American Netflix is probably the more extensive board, because you get a lot of the current movies that come when they come on to DVD. Like, sometimes like we've only just got Baby Driver on recently. But anyway, my plan was for this is to just break down streaming service by streaming service, just because why not? But I mean, we've pretty much broken down HBO Max and the opening thing.
It's terrible.
It's hard to break something that doesn't really exist.
Yeah,
it's hard to break something down when it's already broken.
sorry.
But yeah, I mean, I think for anyone interested in anime, I think HBO Max is the Ghibli's. Well, we've got Ghibli on Netflix over here.
I'm tired of waiting for Ghibli, so I was on Netflix for a while and I didn't catch it while I was there. I'm just gonna purchase the movies. Any movie that I want to see, I'm just gonna purchase it. I'm not waiting, and it's not worth HBO Max at this point.
Yeah, that's fine. So, the way from HBO Max, we're going to start with well, oh god.
That's true. We don't have. I was thinking about that. I was like, I don't think we have that. Truth. It should be called the Dodo. It's going to be extinct real soon.
But yeah, starting with Netflix. But Doug, what is some of your favorite things about Netflix?
With Netflix, I love all the documentaries that I get to watch in Netflix that they're just starting to throw money at. I don't care what anybody says, but Tiger King was my shit. Tiger King was my shit. I watched that thing twice. Yo, there is no good person on that except for maybe the I don't want to mispronounce now. The person that's the employee that's missing the arm. And
We didn't watch it.
Oh, listen,
I
there's
can't.
no good people. There's no good people in that series except for one. It's bad, but it's so intriguing. I can't wait to watch Fear City. I'm watching The Last Dance now because it's finally on Netflix. I wasn't paying for ESPN. Sorry, ESPN. But with Netflix, they always have something new and interesting to watch. You find yourself just deep diving into stuff when you don't realize it. I kind of love when they suggest things because I'm always down for something new that they suggest.
But Anthony, what are some of your favorite things about Netflix?
I mean, with Netflix, I'm not a big documentary person, so I don't do that. And I feel like sometimes their movie selection is a little iffy, but I do appreciate their original shows sometimes. I feel like they're very creative. I'm not going to go into like the Ozark stuff like that. I haven't really done many of those. But stupid stuff like Big Mouth, I always laughed at. The End of the Fucking World, I thought was a really underrated show that was excellent, and it was different. I like Netflix. They really put it out there with their original shows that they do not mind. They don't hold back. They really just go all out with them, and they're fun to watch, and I like it when they're a little quicker. Like their seasons, like here's one season, we're good, or 2 seasons max. They don't really drag it out too much, which I appreciate from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, their movies, they get rid of some. Like I hate when I'm looking for a movie, I'm like, oh, and it says it's on Netflix, and you start typing it, and then it's just like, here's all the movies similar to it. I'm like, well, I typed this movie in because I wanted that one, not something similar. But the original shows is really what I go to Netflix for mostly.
Garth is tempting fate.
Oh yeah, I gotta do that too at some point. Aaron is just turning over in his bong water right now.
Christina, what are some of your favorite things about Netflix?
I think definitely I think their original content like skyrocketed. Like they literally invented the binge watching. Like when Orange is the New Black first came out, like that's all everyone could talk about. And the fact that you could watch a whole season in like a 2-day span was like revolutionary. That's not something that was happening. You always watched it on TV. You always waited the next week for the next episode. So to be able to essentially consume an entire show, almost like a really long movie, was like, it's great. And I think their original content has only gotten better. My only issue is I think they canceled their shows way too early. Things are getting canceled 2-3 seasons in and people love them.
Oh,
and
Friends
it's like,
from College, I forgot about
like, yeah, we loved this show, Friends from College, 2 seasons done. You know what I mean? Like I think that would be their only issue because I think they're so ready to just keep pumping out new stuff when it's just like, and they keep creating great new stuff, but it's like you also had really good older stuff that we'd like to just see that play out. And honestly, some of their movies they're not great by any means, like, but I think they're good. They're good enough. There's a few that I really, really, really enjoy.
There's that one.
Definitely, maybe. What is it? Baby Be My Baby. What is that?
Always Be My Maybe.
Always Be My Baby.
Yeah.
Someone Great. I love that one. There's just a few that I really enjoy. Netflix, I feel like that was like my OG streaming service. So like Netflix, I feel like will always have like the special place in my heart, even though sometimes I'm like, Netflix sucks. It doesn't have anything I want on there. But then I'm like, I always rewatched. Like I just rewatched New Girl. My Grey's Anatomy is there if I need it.
I tapped out at like season 15 on Grey's Anatomy.
When I rewatch it, I stop at season 10. But yeah, I think it has a nice mix of older shows, new shows, and original content.
Yeah, and apparently, I mean, talking about Grey's Anatomy, apparently the next season is going to be tackling COVID. So
we need Meredith Grey on this so I can get the hell out of my house.
But Eddie, yeah, I mean, for me, like some of my favorite things about Netflix, like everyone's pretty much mentioned it. Like for me, there may not be a lot of variety a lot, well, not as much as sort of in the States anyway, but like there's still a lot of interesting things that get put on there sort of every month, and it's one of those ones in which there's always something interesting that you may not have seen before. Like they've just put New Girl on there, and that's a show that I've actually never seen before, and I've started actually going through that.
Are you loving it? I
think it's great. But I mean, one of my favorite recent additions to the actual way they've done it is just seeing what the top 10 things that are streaming in whatever country is.
Oh yeah, that
Sorry.
And I mean, it may be really simple, but it's just one of those things. And at the moment, the top 10 things streaming in New Zealand today. At number one, we've got the TV show Cursed, Fair City, New York versus the Mafia, 2018's The Grinch, Baby Driver, Line of Duty, Indian Matchmaking, Suits, Stateless.
You guys got Suits?
We got Suits, the old card, and Business of Drugs.
I love Suits.
Yeah, I have no idea what. I know that the Zac Efron was number 6. The Zac Efron
All
show.
right, our top 10
There we go.
is Fear City, Cursed, The Last Dance, Ip Man 4, Dark Desire, Down to Earth is 6, The Lorax is 7, Indian Matchmaking is number 8, In the Dark is number 9, and 10 is Fatal Affair. Ooh, a Nia Long movie.
Apparently, everyone loves Cursed and Fair City because they're both 1 and 2.
I think Fear City, among anything, is the intrigue of the whole how corrupt New York was at the time. Curse is kind of a just cool new way of telling the King Arthur's tale, but kind of switching things around. Yeah, Curse.
I didn't want to see that actually.
Yeah, it's the girl from 13 Reasons Why.
Catherine Langford.
And Garth, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Umbrella Academy season 2. I'm so in for it. I can't wait.
I look forward to that.
Yeah. But if that being said, we're going to move on to the next one that I put in the list, and that's going to the Mouse, Disney Plus.
Okay.
Christina, what's some of your favorite things about Disney Plus?
I haven't actually really tackled their new content because I just keep watching all my old like Disney favorites. So I feel like for me, I'm going the nostalgia route. So I've just been watching all of the classic animation. I've watched some of the old shows, like I watched a couple of the Lizzie McGuire's and stuff that like I watched when I was a kid, actually on the Disney Channel. I've done a couple of the original movies. And then obviously I'll just throw on a Marvel movie when I want to. So I always want to watch the original stuff, but I can't find myself leaving like the stuff that I've watched a billion times. I just love watching it.
Anthony, what are some of your favorite things about Disney Plus?
I mean, like she said, we've been doing the same thing. Like we'll just be like getting ready for bed. It's like, hey, you want to throw on like the Black Cauldron, like some 80s Disney movie that we haven't watched in forever? It's an hour and 10 minutes. Throw that on. Those are great. Kind of getting used to that. For me, I'm enjoying going back and watching all the 90s cartoons that I loved. X-Men, the animated series, Spider-Man, the animated series, Tailspin. Tailspin is on Disney Plus. And if you have not seen Tailspin, watch Tailspin, the movie. That show is fantastic, and I love watching that and rewatching that. That is the one show I will not hit skip intro on because I will listen to that intro song every single episode because it is perfect. That like a lot of the old school cartoons. That's kind of where I go with Disney Plus, and I'm still the Marvel stuff.
Yeah, we're all nostalgia. I don't think we've done any of the original content yet.
So,
Doug, what are some of your favorite things about Disney Plus?
Hamilton. Hamilton. No, there's a reason my Twitch account is called Darkwing Duck. I've watched Darkwing Duck so many times that I can't tell you since Disney Plus has come on. I think it's really really cool. I do really enjoy Disney Plus, and for them what their original markup was going to be was like $15. I'm so glad they kept it around like the $6.99 range. But their content is so vast. Like you could go to their search and just go through Disney through the years or through the decades, and it has everything from the 1920s on. Like seriously, the first iteration of Chip and Dale. You have just a bunch of stuff that's just incredible to watch. Just going through the list right now, the 2000s, you get stuff like Stepsister from Planet Weird, Disney Channel movies.
Like a month ago.
My sister was like, my 29-year-old who will be 30 in November sister was like, can we watch that Sister Bubble movie? I'm like, Stepsister from Planet Weird. Yeah, we can watch that.
But like seriously, there's just so much great content. I'm trying to remember some of the ones that I used to really love. Phantom of the Multiplex. But then you get stuff like a Goofy movie. Get Out of Here. I watched that so many times. It's not even funny. That's the first thing I watched on Disney Plus. I'm not even playing with you. It was the first thing I watched. I was like, give me some Powerline. Give me some Powerline in my life.
Powerline wins polls, so
Powerline wins polls. There's somebody.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
But I mean, yeah, for me, basically what everyone said, like, I've also not watched a lot of the original content, but the original stuff that I have watched, I actually didn't like. I tried watching that Timmy Failure movie that they put on. I just really couldn't get into it. But Hamilton is great. Having to go around to watching the documentaries that they put on there about the musical. But it's one of those ones that I with Disney Plus being a treasure trove of various content. It's amazing because and you've also got the Fox stuff coming on as well. So because I mean all the X-Men movies are there. Maybe I don't think Dark Phoenix is yet.
That's okay.
No,
It's coming.
I mean, it's bound to come for sure. Because I mean, they just put Fan Four Stick on there. I'm never going to want to watch that unless I'm studying for trivia. That's the only reason I watch Fan Four Stick.
Yeah, we were like, it can't be that bad.
Oh, it's bad.
It's bad. Oh yeah.
Oh, it's bad.
I mean, I was like that when I saw the trailer. That doesn't look that bad.
Right. Right.
They can't have screwed up X-Men 3 again. Oh, you made it worse. Good job, guys.
I mean, with Dark Phoenix, I didn't hate it. It's definitely not a good movie, but it's not the worst of the bad movies.
It's not Fan Four Stick.
Yeah, exactly. It's not Fan Four Stick.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
But I mean, it's one of those ones like with so much there, then bound to be more stuff coming eventually. Once Disney starts taking over the world and implanting mind control devices in our heads.
They've already done that. People are already done that.
But yeah. And it'll be. I mean, the other one is the fact we can watch The Simpsons on Disney Plus is something that I still find it's something I still find really strange, but yet it's still fun. It's all the same, just because to be able to see up to, I can't remember what the last season that they've put on there yet is. I think it's 29, something like that. Is the last one on Disney Plus, which means there's got about 3 more that are not yet to come on, but
they have up to season 30.
Season 30 now.
They put all 30 seasons on there.
That's insane.
Yep. And I left off at like season 15.
I don't need to watch that.
It'll be.
I put it on when I sleep.
Yeah.
One thing I'm probably going to do at some stage is revisit Agent Carter. because that was such a great show that got cancelled too soon.
I heard it was.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Marvel original content.
Oh yeah.
Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'm excited for all that stuff.
WandaVision.
A couple people, Malcolm, because we can't see the comments here, so I keep looking down at my phone to read them. I watched a little bit of the Imagineering story, right before I went to bed. It was that's the kind of stuff I also kind of want to get into. Because I love all that stuff. How was Disney World made? How are they making these movies? I did hear prop culture was good. So that kind of stuff. I just can't break out of just watching stuff I loved when I was a kid.
Yeah.
If I can recommend anything, if you did like The Mandalorian, check out Gallery. Gallery was fantastic. It was all the directors sitting down, talking about it, showing you how this thing was created. It's perfect.
Yeah, and I mean, I was good. But yeah, I mean, it's there's some shows there that don't have all the seasons there because I know it's only one season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on Disney Plus at the moment, so I can't wait till when they put the rest of them on. But that being said, we're going to move on to the next one, which is Amazon Prime.
That's good.
But
one good one, and that's all that matters.
Well, it has one great one and one other very good one, and then after that, you can whatever.
The TV shows, criticize me all you want. Mandalorian, Rebels, and Clone Wars has been some of the best Star Wars material put out in the last decade.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. maybe on Netflix over there. It's not on here, but we've only got one season. We've got one season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on our Disney Plus. We just don't have the rest. I think that could be part of it. Is the rights issue, because that's probably why you don't see a lot of everything on Disney Plus at the moment. But I think I can't wait till eventually when everything is there, because and some stuff may come off briefly, but when they license it out to somewhere, which I don't think it's going to happen very often now. But I mean, the thing is, it's going to be so funny because with the Spider-Man MCU movies and the Incredible Hulk, they will never see them on Disney Plus until they work out some issues. So at the moment over here, we've got MCU mostly on Disney Plus, or all the ones that can be, but yeah, we've also got Homecoming on Netflix. So it's like so strange if you want to do a binge of the MCU, is like switch to the Netflix for this one. But anyway, that was a bit of a tangent. But anyway, we're going to move on to Amazon Prime. Anthony, what is your favorite thing about Amazon Prime?
Just go.
I'm stealing his turn. The best thing about Amazon Prime is The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. That is the greatest show I have ever watched ever in my lifetime. If you have not watched it, it is phenomenal. It is hilarious. It is well acted. It is deserving of every Emmy it wins. And that alone makes that streaming service worth it for me. Even though it comes out, once a year, I am here for it. I am ready for it. Midge Maisel for life.
I'm going to agree with her. I just let her go because I knew she had a whole thing pulled up. I didn't watch it. She watched the first season and was like halfway through the second season. She's like, "You need to watch this. I want you to catch up. I want you to watch this with me." I was like, it's a lot. It takes me a lot to get into a TV show and really just go, especially if it's 45 minutes to an hour long. I started watching it and I was like, all right, I'm in. And I just binged it immediately, and I caught up in a day and a half. It is hilarious. It's a great show. I do appreciate it. I do like it. But there's another Amazon Prime show coming back in September that I love. I've read all the comic books of it. It is absolutely insane, batshit crazy, and it is The Boys. I absolutely love that show on Amazon Prime. I think it's great to kind of pull out hey, superheroes, they can do whatever they want. So why are they actually nice to us? They really could just be complete dicks. Because they can get away with everything, and I like the premise of the show. I enjoyed the first season. Carl Urban's great in it. He's funny. He's awesome, and I just really that's one of the shows I've been waiting for to come back, and luckily it does very soon. So I get to watch that.
Yeah. Garth, he's been stuck with me for months now. He's needed help for a while.
About 3 years saying help me at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, no, but I think I love Amazon Prime. I feel like you definitely get your money's worth out of it with, I mean, obviously it comes bundled in with your Prime membership. So, I mean, it basically pays for itself with all the free shipping. And it has enough free content or included content that when you have to rent things,
It's
I feel
cheaper,
like
too.
I feel like it doesn't seem like they're taking from you. So I like Amazon.
Doug, what are some of your favorite things about Amazon Prime?
I couldn't agree more. The original content is actually really on point. They have the show that not too many people saw, I don't think, uploaded. It was where basically instead of having you get uploaded into a system, it's really cool. It's funny. It's got some real cynicism to it, and it's like right up my alley. Hunters is great. It was all based off a graphic novel that they turned into a series, as well as Carnival Row. I want to talk about this show because I want this show to get a season 2. It's so damn good.
It was one of those. I always saw commercials. I'm like, this is down my alley. And then I read the reviews, and I was like, I don't know if I want to commit.
Watch 2 episodes, just 2. If it doesn't hook you by 2, then just leave it alone. But I think because you kind of have the same kind of like right up my alley when it comes to like TV shows and stuff like that. The first episode hooked me, and I watched all of them in one day. Along with Uploaded, I watched that. I didn't think I was watching the entire series, and then realized that they were like 26 minutes, 27 minutes long a piece, and it was like 10 episodes, and it flew by like that. I was like, wow. And it was just a lot of fun. The shows that they put out are really, they're almost to the point of being Netflix style shows, like getting you hooked in right away.
Yeah. Gotta pee.
Yep.
But yeah, like there's Amazon Prime is great. Like for it's just been for me. There's a lot of classic. Amazon Prime seems to be where a lot of the classic before 1980 movies end up. There's there's so much. I think there's the Buster Keaton, the General, which is a silent thing up there. So there's so much stuff there. Like for me, like Parks and Rec is on there, and I've got into some of the originals too. Like I've started watching Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I think I'm still on episode 1, but eventually I'll finish it. Because I'm also on episode 1 of Upload. I've also started watching the show that they've put onto Amazon Prime called Dispatches from Elsewhere, which is Jason Segel and a bunch. And also, I really do love The Boys, and just can't wait to see where they go for season 2. See what crazy stuff they'll get up to there.
I'm literally on Amazon Prime right now.
I don't think it has a ton of original content, but I think almost every piece of original content is very good.
Ooh.
Like, I feel like
have you guys
that's
watched Red Oaks? Have you
No.
guys seen Red Oaks?
Never heard of it.
That is a great comedy series. It's about this kid who basically becomes like a tennis teacher, and it's like he works at this like golf course country club thing and gets into shenanigans. So if you like 80s style comedies like that, but like it's based back then, but it's done with today's aesthetic. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, and I mean it's one of those ones like that. It's just so crazy because I mean, and one thing I'll touch on now because we've already sort of touched on Peacock and HBO Max, and the other one may not factor into this, but that's streaming like streaming stuff and award shows in general, because we're starting to see that shift in which streaming stuff starts getting more recognised more for big awards like Emmy Awards, like with Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and all that getting a bunch of love very recently at the for the awards. But Doug, what do you think about the future of the award shows and streaming services will be?
I mean, I just think there's just so much content now, like that. I feel like it's so hard, or it just gets so competitive. But I think the Maisel, I think, was good enough to win them. I mean, I think it's a better than a lot of the stuff you see on network TV.
It is.
I think there's some original content that's just not very good, but some of them are very, very good. And like I said, Amazon doesn't have as much as Netflix, but what it does have, I think are better than Netflix.
Yeah, I think Netflix just puts out so many shows. They get like a couple hits, and then so many are just like, this is a horrible show. I don't know why this exists. They just kind of are like fire, and just see how many things stick. And if a few stick, they're like, cool, happy. But
we have not talked about Hulu yet, Garth.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, that's probably up there.
Or my other famous streaming service. But probably I'm the only one that actually watches that.
I was about to say, I'm not sure where you're going with that one.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of them.
No, but I think with okay, I think with the way that it's going right now, throw the old way out, kill it, forget about it, leave it alone, because there's stuff that's being brought out to streaming services that are sometimes better than the movies that are even being played.
Right.
Yeah, there's a few.
You know, they kind of like allowed it with The Irishman, and was there another one that they allowed?
Roma was
right.
or gotten up there,
but I think they're gonna. I think we need to just start throwing that whole. It's got to be in the theater because there's movies that are coming out that are incredible, documentaries that are coming out that are incredible, like that aren't series. Like there was the A Athlete, which was about the whole Olympic people, the Olympics, and that doctor who was abusing them. Documentary. That thing was sick to watch, but like it was well worth the watch and should be nominated. Like it's that good. It's a good documentary.
Yeah. I mean, I think with documentaries, I think they have a slightly different eligibility thing. I think one thing I've noticed the Oscars, a lot of the documentaries that have been nominated are streaming only. I don't know if they've had their theatrical one. I don't know, but I think they tend to loosen it up for documentaries specifically. I don't know, but anyway, it's like with that with a whole bunch of stuff sort of happening with the awards, because with the Oscars next year, they've sort of said like if it was intended for a theatrical release, then but had to go to streaming for whatever reason, then it'll be eligible. And also, they've extended the eligibility thing that if they can release it, if it gets released into theatres, by February 28th, I believe is the cutoff date, then it will be eligible for the for the Oscars next year as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Oscars and streaming and stuff going forward because of this. But yeah, I mean, and there was a few other streaming services that didn't think, but I thought I'd bring that up now just because Netflix and Amazon Prime have gotten love at the award shows lately. So that's probably about the perfect time. And Garth, we're just about to go to there now. Hulu is another one that I can't really talk on because they don't want it to be available in New Zealand for some reason.
One New Zealand negative.
But Doug, what are some of your favorite things about Hulu?
All the past content.
Yeah.
The Hulu originals are great, and I like them. But the past content, I can get Boy Meets World. I can get One Tree Hill. I can get the OC. People can hate me all they want. I enjoy these shows. I was a teenager growing up just pretending that I wasn't living in New Jersey at one point. But no, I genuinely like the content. They also like, for me, I'm a huge anime nerd, so like they have like stuff that I can't get on certain other streaming services, which is great. and I just enjoy it. It's I couldn't imagine not having Hulu because then I binge series that I've watched before when I should be watching new movies for like trivia. But I'm like, new movie for trivia, Boy Meets World. New movie for trivia, One Tree Hill. I'm gonna go One Tree Hill, guys.
Anthony, what are some of your favorite things about Hulu?
Like basically what he said. I really enjoy all the older content. And some of the new stuff. Like there's newer shows that Hulu just gets. Before I did see Palm Springs, I did like Palm Springs. I thought it was definitely a very good movie. A little weird, but I like Andy Samberg. I really enjoy his comedy, so that worked for me. But really, it's like we watched that because I heard it was going to be good. But it's all the old stuff. Like or even some of the stuff like Bob's Burgers is on occasion. I missed it for a while. Then I was like, man, I kind of enjoy the show. I was able to binge it on Hulu. Rick and Morty was on. I was well behind the curve on that. And then Hulu had like the first 3 seasons. I could just go on there and watch them all. So they're very good about picking up shows that seem to be very popular either before, like Saved by the Bell. You can watch all the Saved by the Bells as well.
And all the TV movies.
And the college years.
Yes.
Everything.
They're all saved on my unwatched stuff.
And some, if you want to go all the way back to the Golden Girls, because that was a great show.
Because that's what we watch before we go to sleep is
Absolutely.
we pop up some Golden Girls.
Yeah.
Little GG.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's great. So their original or their older content is much better. I like Hulu for all of that. You can always find something. Original content is they come out with a couple hits, but it's definitely not as good as like Amazon Prime or probably.
Yeah, I don't know if I think Palm Springs might be the only original content I've watched on Hulu. Like when we first got it, I did a Desperate Housewives binge because I didn't watch that since high school. That was my jam.
That was fun.
Obviously One Tree Hill.
Part of that too.
Random match, Doug. Just saying. Official challenge thrown out, Malcolm. Just saying. One Tree Hill was my jam. So like I same thing with Disney. It's like I love going back to my childhood and seeing things that you never thought you would have seen again. Because in the 90s, it was like if you didn't record it on your VHS and your VCR, you weren't going to ever see Family Matters again. And I appreciate that stuff being available because I feel like the kids now don't have like wholesome TV shows to watch. Like I know my students are watching like Outer Banks and You on Netflix. I'm like, you guys should not be watching any of this stuff. But like they should be watching the wholesome stuff that's available on Hulu.
Garth, I forgot about Future Man. I did enjoy that show too. I like that.
I'm trying to go through all their original content. The Act was good.
Yeah, I did watch that one. Yeah, that one blew my mind.
Runaways was good. I enjoyed Runaways.
I mean, there's some things that were coming to Hulu that were announced that I was excited for, but I believe that they've all been since either announced as not happening or just because we're going to get a whole lot of series, Marvel series with MODOK, Howard the Duck.
They ain't happening.
I was just trying to.
They could. I mean, depends on how raunchy they want to go with Howard the Duck.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I think they've been announced as not happening anymore anyway.
Okay.
But because I mean, that they're going to. It was going to be like what the Netflix Marvel shows were. With they're going to have their own separate series. They're going to be a crossover series with all 4 of them called the Offenders or something like that. And a show that just kind of had the trailer premiere at Comic-Con today. Hellstrom is going to be on Hulu, I believe, as well. And that trailer is good. And according to Garth, those shows are actually still in the works. So,
okay.
But yeah, it's one of those things. I haven't read much anything about them in the last few times.
I did forget 2. Castle Rock and the 11/22/63. Both those series were phenomenal.
I'm not surprised that you like those. I'm a bit surprised you like those, but even no one would think you'd like.
Steven, who likes him?
But I mean, I believe that is the last one I've got on the schedule. Thing is, the last one is one that we did briefly talk about before we talked about HBO Max, and that's DC Universe, which once again is not in New Zealand. I'm not salty about this
sorry.
one. Christina, what are your thoughts about DC Universe if you've played?
We don't have that one, but I'm going to pass it over to him because he's the one that would be into it.
We don't have that one, and this has been a debate I have had since I heard this.
Yeah,
what?
I
Done.
said,
Got it. Heard you. No, done. Since this was, I heard it was coming out. I was excited for it. I was like, "This is awesome! I'm going to get all this content, all the movies." I mean, I already own most of the DC animated movies, and I love those. But you get all of this in one spot. All the TV shows I was interested in, and Titans, and Doom Patrol, all those things. But it was kind of like, man, it wasn't cheap when it came out, and I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to spend this money just yet. So and then like time went by, and I was like, all right, maybe I will, maybe I won't. I just never got it figured out. And then I was like, oh, HBO Max is going to get it all, and then that went down the tube. So it's I'm in between. I really want to see it, and there's so many shows on there I really want to see. It's just, do I really want to put out the money for something that only has such a limited amount of content, which I also heard is probably going to be sucked up by one of these other streaming services probably in the near future anyway.
Doug, what's some of your favorite things about DC Universe?
I love the Titans. They brought back Young Justice.
Great show.
It's such a good show. I didn't watch Swamp Thing because I wasn't really too like. I like the original Swamp Thing, but I wasn't too. Doom Patrol is insane, and I love it for everything that it is. But yeah, no, their original content. We're talking about it all night. Or their original content is on point. The stuff that they brought in all their DC animated movies. So there was like Flashpoint Paradox, Under the Red Hood. Even some of the new stuff like Hush, I didn't mind as much. I like that movie still. People can say what they want about The Killing Joke. I still enjoyed the second half of that movie. The first half was trash.
So you enjoyed the second half when it was actually talking about The Killing Joke, that adaptation?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know if this would really be a problem, because as Garth said, like with DC Universe, a lot of these shows are on showing on CW and HBO Max. But I think they did that because not enough people were subscribing to the DC Universe for the shows. So they thought, well, they had the deal with HBO Max to had put them on both. And with Stargirl specifically, with that being on CW and DC Universe, I think it's more, the CW one makes a little bit more sense because I think that gets more exposure to the shows. Like if you like this, get the DC Universe. But it's one of those ones that I wish they would bring it here, because I'd sign up for this too. Because the one thing which I think is really good and is the fact it's not so much a streaming service per se, because you've actually got the comics and stuff on there as well. So I mean, if you don't want to watch something, you can actually use it to read comics. And I know a lot of people really like that aspect. And the Harley Quinn show is fantastic.
Truth. That's something I forgot.
I watched the first season because luckily it was on Sci-Fi, so I was able to find it on demand there. Now the second season's lost.
And I mean, I've not been illegally streaming Harley Quinn just to watch it because not at all. But anyway, and Christina actually reminded me of one in the chat that I just completely forgot about. Is Apple TV. But Christina, what's some of your favorite things about Apple TV?
I got Apple TV for one reason only, and Garth probably knows this reason, is that Chris Evans is in a miniseries on Apple TV called Defending Jacob. So not only do I want to plug Defending Jacob because it's a great miniseries, and obviously Chris Evans is great in it. and I wish I had brought this up earlier, one of my other favorite things I've been loving about the streaming services are their miniseries, where you're just getting 8 to 10 episodes and that's it. So you're really just watching these just like extended movies. So you're watching that story unfold. So it always has a conclusion. You're not going to get that second season. You know that going into it. And obviously just getting to watch Chris Evans for 8 hours on my TV was bomb.com. But he actually did a really great job. The show itself is very, very good. I'm reading the book right now.
That'll take her 3 years.
Yeah, I'm such a slow reader and I would rather do something else. So like I'm only like 50 pages in. But yeah, it was very good. I've heard the morning show is good. There's another show on Apple TV I have saved, but Apple TV is only like $5 a month. But it's kind of similar to Amazon where there's not a lot of things that come with it where you would have to purchase and rent from within the system. But the stuff that does come with it so far that I've watched is pretty good.
But yeah, Anthony, what's some of your favorite things on Apple TV?
That was my purchase.
No, that was pretty much all her because she wanted Defending Jacob, and she keeps telling me to watch it. But there is one thing with it is that it doesn't come like if you have a non-Apple TV and you don't have the Fire Stick, you can't just get it on your TV. So it's only like on one of the TVs in our bedroom. And while she's watching something else, I don't really feel like sitting there, laying there, and watching Defending Jacob. Also, it's like when it's an hour-long show, it's just hard for me to do that. It does seem like some of the content's interesting for sure. Like she raved about Defending Jacob. I'll probably read the book first, which will take me a week, and so 3 years and a week less than her. And we'll go from there. But it seems good, and it is cheaper. But I don't have too much on it.
They got a few things that I want to check out, but I have yet to. They got Fraggle Rock. What?
Yeah.
And Snoopy.
Yeah, it is.
And Ghost Rider. What?
Wait, did you say Ghost Rider?
They have Ghost Rider.
Oh, I thought you said Ghost Rider. I was like, why are you excited about that? I'm gonna need you off this call.
No, but they also got this thing called Servant, which I kind of been dying to kind of see. It's about the about the doll.
Yes. Oh yeah. I did. Okay. Maybe. All right. There's a couple things I need to see now.
And they have this other one called Mythic Quest, which is kind of one that I want to watch. It's got the guy from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Yeah.
That's the RPG game one.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a D&D player. It makes sense, guys.
I know. I knew what it was. That's one that I kind of want to see. The trailers kind of didn't excite me for it, but it's like I may check it out if I decide to get Apple TV. I'm subscribed to a few streaming services at the moment. I don't really want to add any more at this stage.
Yeah.
Because I'm also subscribed to one that's only available in New Zealand, but it's one that doesn't actually. It's not so much. It's not so much one that would do original content. This is one that's just got like stuff that they've got licensed. Because I mean, you can find The Office, Outlander, stuff like that on there. But it's one of those ones that I think is it's just a fun show and all that. But yeah.
Just a quick plug. If you like anime, watch Funimation. Get Funimation. It's worth it. That's the only other one that I would plug.
I mean, eventually everything will have its own streaming service. I mean, I'm waiting for
Everything pretty much does. It's just depending on where you want to look to find it.
I mean, the one I'm waiting to see when they're going to do it is Nickelodeon. See if they're ever going to do a streaming service about with their content.
Nah, they license their stuff.
If Nickelodeon has a streaming service, it's over. I will watch every Guts Legends of the Hidden Temple episode over and over.
Are you afraid of the dark?
Are you afraid of the dark?
Yes!
That show was the best.
Did you watch the remake thing that they did?
No, I don't think I can get from my
It was
nostalgia.
actually surprisingly pretty good. It had the same kid from Stephen King's It. Ben, whoever Ben was. It had him. He was in it, and it was actually pretty good. I was surprised. It reminds me of like an old episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? I was like,
Still creepy.
But yeah,
Yeah, that's not good.
just to round out the show, we're going to play a game.
No, I hate when you make us play this. I'm like, Rankum gives me anxiety because you have to like vote and hurt people's feelings, and this show gives me anxiety because I have to choose things.
Well, it's not going to be it's not going to be a game where you have to like. But I haven't actually. But it's going to be I'm just going to say name of an act.
Oh, I thought you were gonna make us do a bracket, like we
No.
did for Lost,
Oh,
and then
that
I
was-
like couldn't choose my character. I thought you were gonna make us bracket the streaming services.
Oh, Garth, do either of us look like we're Criterion people? Absolutely not.
Garth, does it look like I'm a Criterion person at all? I
Yeah.
just have an anime site.
Does it look like Dan or Kirk is on this call?
Yeah, you don't have the right group for that. I'll sit here and watch DC Universe and all the animated movies because that's the only good DC thing there is.
He talked about how much he liked Tailspin. He obviously isn't watching Criterion.
Well, if you haven't watched Tailspin, you don't understand how great it is. So,
Yeah, you don't know about Tailspin.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with Tim here. I was surprised by the remake of all that they did. It wasn't bad. I mean, I didn't enjoy it as much as the original, but this is just going to be a simple game. I'm going to say an act. Like it's going to be basically a cinephile game, and I'll say an actor. The order will be me, Christina, Anthony, then Doug. Christina will say a movie that this actor's been in. Then Anthony will go another actor that was in that movie. So
Crap.
I don't know. The one I'm going to start with. You might know something about. Chris Evans is going to be the one I'm going to lead with.
yeah, good choice, Malcolm.
I'll go Snowpiercer.
Tilda Swinton.
Let's talk about Kevin.
Yeah, right. I forgot who the other person.
There's a big one in there. Don't act like I didn't give you a layup. There's a big one in there.
I don't even know what this movie is. I'm going to not get. I'm just going to say Kevin James.
John C. Reilly.
Yeah.
Or you could have went Ezra Miller.
Which means Christina can start fresh and name an actor.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, I could destroy Dog right now if I really wanted to, but I'm not going to. I won't do it.
Yeah.
No. I'll be nice. I'll just go Hunger Games.
Liam Hemsworth. Oh, who's up?
Christina.
Oh,
Malcolm.
Malcolm's out. I'm sorry.
Malcolm. Oh, yeah.
Alright.
Oh, sorry, I was waiting for Malcolm. Liam Hemsworth. The last song.
Ha! Ha!
Wait, no. Isn't that Miley Cyrus?
Yeah, but what else was Miley Cyrus?
The Hannah Montana movie. I mean, there was a few other ones that I could have named, but
I've seen it.
I'm just doing what Malcolm's got going on, so I'm doing it to you too.
I know Haley Joel Osment's sister is the friend. I don't what the F her name is.
I'm surprised you were going. I'm surprised you went that way. I mean, I will need the name.
I don't know her name, so I guess I'm not because I don't think Billy Ray is in anything else anymore.
It's Emily Osment.
Emily, that's what it is.
I'm surprised you did not go Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah, but I didn't know if he was in anything else, and I didn't
Doesn't
want to be
matter.
mean to Anthony.
You could
I
be-
mean,
That's a new one.
you could have eliminated Anthony with that.
Oh, no, because I don't want to go against Doug. So I guess
Don't say a word.
All right.
Yeah.
So I gotta go with an actor.
Yeah.
All right. Chris Hemsworth. Like I know where Doug's going with this.
Extraction.
Oh, are you picking a
You
Netflix?
picking a Netflix movie? Grow up. And
All
pick.
right. I got you. Black Hat.
Still a dick move.
No, it's not. There's a main person in there.
I've never seen that crap. I thought you were going Cabin in the Woods. You dick.
I'll go Cabin in the Woods.
No, you already said Black Hat. It's fine. It's fine. I see how it is.
I didn't think. Amanda Waller,
Which one?
the only one that's been in a movie.
Oh, that's a lie. There's been two.
In movies?
Yeah, your
Movie,
turn.
Angela Bassett
Oh, that's right. Okay.
and Viola Davis.
Say that name again.
Viola Davis.
Viola Davis.
Fences.
Denzel Washington.
Training Day.
Ethan Hawke.
Sinister.
Ah, crap.
Should have gone Gattaca.
Gattaca. I don't. There's no way.
I watched that in ninth grade biology. I was obsessed.
I love Sinister. I'm not going to get the name of the person in it.
James Ransone is the name you're looking for. He's the detective.
Yeah, that's not a name I'm going to pull. So
And then I would have went It Chapter 2. Then you can have Bill Hader.
I'm going to keep going from there.
But yeah, I just looked up Billy Ray Cyrus's filmography. He has been in a couple of the notable movies. He was in Mulholland Drive, and he was also in The Spy Next Door with Jackie Chan.
Wow,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
sad.
we would not have
I'm not
gotten
pulling-
any of those.
I've seen both of those, sadly. Well, the second one, sadly.
And apparently he was in Sharknado too, but
That's a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, since I called out Doug for a Netflix movie, I can't pull a sci-fi one.
I'm going to do another round just because why not?
That's fine.
And
I like
I'll
this
get
game.
and Christina. You can start off. We'll go Christina, Anthony, Doug, and me.
Anna Faris.
What's your number?
That's.
Oh, you can't pull this. There's like 1,000 people.
I know, but I'm trying to make sure that I'm naming the right co-star. It's Chris Pine.
Not the Chris that's in it. There are two Chris's.
It is Steven. Oh my god! That's why I was like, I want to make sure that I'm pulling the right one, and I hate myself.
You could have picked Pratt or Evans, and you would have been good.
I know, I know that both of them in there, but I was like, which one's the lead? Is it Pine? Pine was in a movie with her, though, right? Am I not?
You
I
might be
can't remember.
in a movie with Reese.
Are you thinking This Is War?
Yeah, maybe I am.
But yeah, which means I get to start fresh, and I'm going to go Sam Levine.
Inglorious Bastards.
Oh, I definitely thought you were going somewhere else with
Oh,
that.
I forgot.
I definitely thought you were going somewhere else with
Yeah, I
that.
was like, wait, you had an easy layup.
I will go with Eli Roth.
Good pull. Ooh, who you going with, Malcolm? What movie you going with?
Ah, shit.
He was one of the guys in there.
Yeah, he's literally the Jew guy.
Bear.
Bear
The bear Jew.
Um,
I made a JT mistake. I don't care.
I don't know if he was in this. I know he directed it. I'm going to say he had some sort of appearance in Cabin Fever.
He did. Good pull. There's a person that you like that's in that movie.
Yeah, there's a person, I'll give you a hint because I'm not going to get this after you say this, but it's from
Oh, yeah. Ryder Strong.
She gave you the.
yeah, that's it. I gave her that one. I just took myself out.
I'm not going to guess it, but I'll give you a hint. He's from Boy Meets World.
I wonder.
He's definitely did something else, I think.
I'm choking right now. Oh, yes. What movie was just said?
What you just did, it did not help.
What movie was just said?
What is two?
Two, cutting your face.
Two
What movie was just said?
2 movies ago. I don't know.
2 movies ago?
No. What movie was just said?
Cabin Fever?
Oh.
I was playing franchise roles. I was going to be nice about it. I was like, Too Fast, Too Furious? I don't think he was in that.
Yes, he was. No.
I'm out.
But so it's down to me and Christine.
Oh my God. This is either going to last forever or going to be over like immediately.
The first I'm going to come up with Emma Watson.
Ooh, Emma Watson's good movie.
Yeah, Garth. It is not a poor name. It is a childhood actor's name.
Hashtag phrasing.
Oh my God, this guy was enough.
Yeah, he was enough.
Oh God, there's no chance.
I'm like, I knew I heard of Cabin Fever.
Anyway, Christina, but there's a movie with Emma Watson in it.
Am I picking somebody?
Yeah, it's just me and you left.
All right, I will pick.
Well, I mean, I've already thrown out. I've already thrown out Emma Watson.
Oh,
You
Emma
go-
Watson. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
This is the end.
Seth Rogen.
Knocked Up.
Katherine Heigl.
The Ugly Truth.
Oh,
Gerard Butler.
that was coming.
The Bounty Hunter.
Jennifer Aniston.
He's Just Not That Into You.
Matthew Morrison.
Matthew Morrison, the guy from Glee. He's not in. He's Just Not That Into You. I don't think so. I just watched
I might have mixed it up there.
Bradley Cooper's in it. Kevin Connolly.
Literally like 90% of everyone was in the 2000s.
Yeah, check Matthew Morrison. I don't think he's in. He's Just Not That Into You.
Oh, you're thinking a different one.
Yeah,
You're thinking what to expect when you're expecting.
Oh.
which means Christina wins
Woohoo!
because I stuffed up.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, I didn't know you was in Dan in Real Life.
Who?
Dan in Real Life. It's this Steve Carell movie with Dane Cook.
Yeah, the one where he like puts his face on the pancakes and the thing. That's pretty much all I know about it.
I love that movie. It's really good.
But anyway, we'll do another round. From Anthony, you can start this time.
Oh my God, I wanted to go out on the win.
No, you don't get that. Emily Blunt,
Nice pick.
my girl.
Quiet Place.
John Krasinski.
I don't like what you're doing.
Something. Peggy, you better be out here still. Something Borrowed.
Oh.
Never heard of. Oh wait. No, I'm thinking Nora. I thought you were going with the one we just watched. I'll go. Damn it! Something barred. Jennifer Aniston. Wrong one.
Yes.
Damn. It was.
That's a good one. That's who you were looking for.
Oh shit! That's the one.
And the chick from He's Just Not That Into You, whatever. Jennifer Goodwin. There's also in it.
Damn it!
Which means Doug gets to start fresh.
Thought you were gonna go with.
No.
I name an actor, right? An actor?
Actor or actress?
Tim Curry.
It's complicated.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Susan Sarandon.
Stepmom.
Oh,
No.
oh,
Kurt Russell.
Boom! Baby, pull it up. Took zero thought.
is Kurt Russell and Stepmom?
No, he said Julia Roberts.
Oh, Julia Roberts. I heard Kurt Russell.
I think Kurt Russell. I don't know if he got Julia.
Yeah, I misheard you.
You heard Kurt Russell.
I don't think he's in Stepmom.
Stand by. Cast.
Kurds, where are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty. Oh, Herbert Russell's in there. Yeah, I don't think Kurt Russell's in Stepmom.
No, you're thinking of Ed Harris.
Ed Harris is in Stepmom. There is a guy named Herbert Russell that's in there that looks nothing like.
Looks nothing like Kurt.
Yeah, he looks more like that. So a little different, a little more like that one than Kurt Russell.
Which means Christina gets start fresh. It's down to Christina and Doug.
Oh, God.
Here we go.
Mandy Moore.
A Walk to Remember.
Shane West.
What the hell is that?
I don't know anything else Shane West is in.
Well, yeah, it's okay for you. Oh, this dude.
Oh God, what's the movie? What's the Midsummer Night's Dream called? Oh no. It's with fucking Kirsten Dunst and Ben Foster. Oh no. I'm gonna lose because I can't remember the title.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Repeat.
1. So repeat. Just get over it, Doug. Christina won.
No.
Dude, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know.
Okay, so you'll remember this from the trailer. Kirsten Dunst is holding a crossbow and she shoots him. She shoots Ben Foster in the leg.
Are you talking about Dracula 2000?
No,
No, the movie is called Get Over It. It's got Cisco in there.
it does got Cisco in it.
You could have also gone with League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
I could have went with
Shane West also played himself in Ocean's 11.
Wow, he got a cameo on that. I didn't know he was popular enough to do that.
Back then he was.
Yeah.
Walk to Remember immortalized him. No.
But there actually isn't a lot more else he's done that anyone would know. Because, like, from League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, like Elder Son, What We Do is Secret,
I
and
knew I
Lodge.
should have heard that movie.
No, I think Shane West did some TV. Like he was on ER for a little while.
Yeah.
But Mandy Moore's been on a couple things, so.
I just
Hey,
thought
Princess
Shane West was also on an episode of Boy Meets World.
Mandy Moore, Tangled,
saved.
How to Deal, Saved, It's Complicated. No, not It's Complicated.
No,
Because I Said So.
No.
With Diane Keaton.
He also was what became Bane in Gotham.
Oh yeah, that's right. I knew I heard his name from somewhere. That's
Oh, that reminds me. I'll have to text Tony. I'll do Mandy Moore movies as a slice.
oh, there you go.
Oh, you guys are playing?
No, I just send him stuff every now and then.
Just to give him random.
I was the one that wrote movies where Chris Evans appears shirtless, so I'll give him something else.
And I was the one that wrote movies where someone gets chopped up in a shredder.
Fargo.
That was one of them.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Teenage Mutant? No, that's Garbage Truck.
but anyway, that brings us to the end of this. It's been a lot of fun. And Christina got some wins. Christina, where can people find you online?
I'm around every now and then. Malcolm lets me on here. I haven't argued with anybody in a while for Rankum, so I feel like that's been good overall for my mentality. I'm over on Tony's channel every now and then. I keep showing up on Aaron's like never-ending stream, and check out opening night trivia. I help Spence out with that league as well, so I'm all around.
Did Aaron's stream make it to 2015, or was that?
No.
Anthony, we can build on you online.
Pretty much the same stuff. I don't help Spence out as much, but I am in the tournament, so you can see my match. It is up there on the opening night trivia. You see me on Classic every now with Malcolm or Jay, probably either coming in third, usually is where I wind up. Not really any ever winning. And I'm always on Tony's channel randomly doing stuff there, and every now and then he lets us do a quotation thing on Saturdays that takes about 3 hours.
Doug, we can people find you online.
Saw 3.
No.
Are we still on Shane West?
No, he's just trying to figure out what 4 movies I picked where someone gets hit with a shredder.
You guys can find me wherever trivia leagues are being played and trivia is being spouted out of people's mouths. Also, check out Highlander. It's coming out next Tuesday. It's a game where friendships end, but nobody hates me, hopefully, by the time that it's all over or blames me. Because it's your fault. It's not mine. There can only be one.
And sometimes you get second place when you don't deserve to be there.
Listen, you totally deserve to be there because you literally earned your spot.
But yeah, You can find me on Take 3, where I host Late Night Take 3. Haven't decided what the topic will be next week because I haven't thought that far ahead. You can find me on Ragcom on Saturday nights. Tomorrow's topic is top 12 TV actors of the 2010s. It's going to be a lot of fun. You can find me over on the Full Metal channel, where I host Full Metal Classic. If you want in on Sunday's match, get your name on the sign-up sheet. I haven't done the draw yet, so it's all there. I host Full Metal Random as well. This week we've got a 24 match between Jimmy. I'm not going to try and pronounce his last name. And Thomas Scully, and they're competing in a 24 match. And it's not a 24-hour match; it's just a match about the TV show 24.
But it will be in live time.
And I think
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
That's 2. You got 2 more to go.
This is Garth.
Garth is.
Oh, Mark said all 4 of them. Going.
He said 1.
There's no such thing as cheating when you're guessing. Deadpool 2. That's a good one. That is a good one.
But on that note, we're not on Zoom, but we're going to Zoom on out of here. See if we end the broadcast before Doug can think of the last